Hey guys, welcome back to Pavalauda, and welcome back to Steam Prison, where we are staring at the stars with Adage, and maybe we will understand him one day, but that day will not be today. Well, maybe further in the episode we will, but let's just try, I guess. I wanted to be on good terms with him since I was going to do his domestic chores. I mean, be his assistant. But it isn't going to be very easy.
俺を見て何が楽しいんだ。見たいなら気づかれないように見ろ。あんたの視線は強すぎる。
He's so honest, Jesus. In a way you don't notice, huh?
そう。盗み見隠れ見。いろいろあるだろう。
You don't want to tell me not to look at all, huh?
あんたの行動をいちいち監視する気はないからな。俺を不快にさせなければ、それでいい。
I like him. I think that, I'm just a fan of honesty and stuff like that. He doesn't, do all these flighty words like El Creepo does, big old pasta man. And he's not, calling her an idiot or anything. He's just brutally honest.
体が冷えてきた。先に戻る。
Okay, goodbye. Oh, I'll come back too. Don't unsettle me. Adage really was a strange man. Adage decided to read in the medical room, so I went to bed. It's not very late in the evening. I'm not sleepy yet, actually. Or really. My worries whether I would be able to sleep or not were erased as soon as I laid down on the sofa. I yawned and began to drift off. That's her yawn. Shut up. I know you guys are judging me. Oh, I think I'll sleep well. I drew the sheets all the way over my head. Good night, Adage. He's not even there. But okay. Oh! Oh, God! Why? Ugh, every time. Pull out my man voice right now, I guess.
大きな拾い物をしてしまったな。
Oh, hello. I guess maybe this is telling me to save. I guess I'll save just in case. Let's save here. Krimu, nobility from the heights. Or since she was in the sanctuary district now, former nobility.
あいつを放置しようと思えばできた。
But I couldn't. I hadn't told Krimu, but it hadn't be completely true that saving them was impossible.
止血のための医療器具は揃っていた。手を差し伸べれば助けられたかもしれない。ただし、どちらか一人だけだ。
What the fuck? So you could have saved at least one of them? Why didn't he save the kid? I could have saved the mother and let her child die. Or I could have saved the child and let the mother die.
俺は迷い、どちらも選べないまま、どちらも死なせてしまった。助けられた命を、助けられなかった。
Adage! Oh my god. How could you have done this? Literally, you... Oh god. I feel like... At that point, just make a choice. Don't be oh, well, which one should I save? Save the kid. Obviously. I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree with me. But I feel like my first reaction would be okay, well, the mother's fucking dying anyways. At least save the child. The child didn't deserve this shit. Maybe the mom did. She lived out most of her life, but the child barely lived, and now he's dead. I don't know. Argue with me in the comments, it's fine. The guilt froze me in place, and as I lingered, Krimu appeared. I brought her here to clear my conscience.
選択できなかったのは、俺が劣勢だからだろうな。
What the fuck does that mean? Recessive? I'm just okay, buddy. Okay, you mean recessive genes? Saying it out loud made my feelings even heavier.
持ち続ける荷物は軽い方がいい。他人の人生を抱えてやれるほど俺は強くない。
He should be bedtime magic radio station, seriously. He sounds like he has that voice for the nighttime radio. The one who's like, and now our next song is going to be blah blah blah, you know?
なのに、あいつを連れてきてしまった。俺のせいだ。だから、できることはしてやるつもりだが、この先、どうなるんだろうな。
God. God. He should have just told her that, dude. Maybe he felt too guilty. I don't know. I smelled something sweet. Footsteps. Someone's coming. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. The mysterious sound gave me a huge start. What's happening? Oh. Adage stood before me, carrying a frying pan in his left hand and a spatula in his right. Adage?
朝だ。
Yes.
飯だ。
Alright.
来い。
He turned around to leave. I stopped him.
なんだ。
Could you wake me up more gently, please?
断る。雇用条件に優しくするは含んでいない。
Wow. Yes, but being woken up by someone banging on a frying pan is a little traumatic.
だったら、自主的に起きることだ。
I'll try to. That was a reasonable solution. I folded up the sheets. He could have shaken me or chosen any other method apart from hitting a frying pan. Oh, I see. You want me to cook?
は?
That must be why you brought the frying pan. I'm your domestic helper. I mean, your assistant. It makes sense that I cook. Adage thought about it. Then he nodded.
あんた、料理はできるのか?
Well, now that I think about it, no. Our servants had always cooked. I never learned to. I'll work hard and learn how.
俺はできるのかと尋ねた。はい、いいえ。
This exchange. Feeling a strong sense of déjà vu, I admitted that no, I couldn't.
できないことをなぜしようとする?
Because I have to. Since you like cleaning, I can't do that. Shouldn't I at least cook?
じゃあ料理は今後の課題とする。
Later?
そう。料理ができないあんたの努力のために、食材を無駄にしたくない。
But your cooking is horrible!
そういうのは後でいい。俺が作ったんだ。さっさと食え。
He turned and headed for the door. He already made breakfast, huh? I'm not cleaning and I'm not cooking. Why am I here? I thought about it as I dressed myself. Tomorrow I'll wake up of my own accord. I didn't want to wake up to the sound of a frying pan being banged again. Breakfast was laid out on the table in the medical room. Fresh vegetables, soup, and something that looks like scrambled eggs. And something that looks like toast. How do you fuck up toast, my guy? Ugh. It was difficult to tell whether it was something else entirely. I stared at the yellow and brown shapes as I sat down. Thank you for the food. I took a timid bite of the yellow mass. Oh, good. It's egg. I was relieved that my guess was correct, but the relief didn't last. The taste was too strange. This tastes odd.
わかる。
I stared at Adage.
料理の腕を磨くつもりはない。摂取できればそれでいい。
That made sense in a way, and I was tempted to agree, but perhaps I should make the food from now on.
さっきはあんなことを言っていたのに。作れるのか?
His eyes lit up. He sounded agitated. But why is he getting worked up? Maybe he cares about the quality more than he shows? Didn't he say all he needed was food that suffices for sustenance? Wasn't that enough? Felt guilty for giving him false hope and shook my head. I've only cooked a little in school during classes. I'm sorry.
俺以下か?
But I said I would be your assistant and help with domestic chores. I'll do my best to improve.
料理を?
Yes, I'll do my best to improve beyond your level of cooking.
俺以上。
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult your cooking.
いや、俺の料理は最低だからな。超えるのは簡単だろう。どうせ目指すなら、来客に出しても恥じない腕前を目指してくれ。
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, I will.
ということで、当面は俺がやる。我慢して食え。いいな。
Yes, I will. My cooking is horrible. That was a cold and correct assessment of his own skill. I've never met anyone who judged himself as neutrally as that. Adage was truly a strange man. I'm surprised she isn't sick from eating all of this stuff. There, all done. Adage, sitting and reading, sighed without looking up.
不服だ。俺の趣味を取るとは。
Oh no! Don't say that. I have to do something. I'd negotiated with Adage after breakfast. It had resulted in me being allowed to wash the dishes.
掃除は俺がすると言ったのに。
I wiped the table while Adage grumbled. What should I do now? He flipped a page and muttered something.
庭の草むしりを頼む。
Pluck weeds.
草、知らないのか。緑色で、そこら辺にいっぱい生えてるやつ。
That's not a good explanation. She's gonna pluck all of your cabbages out of the ground. I know that.
そうか、よかった。貴族でも知っているんだな、草。
How does he think we lived? The Heights were a highly stratified society, but the discrimination wasn't that harsh. Still, I'd often been thought of as out of touch. Nobody ever thought I was as out of touch as that, however. In the Heights, plucking weeds was done by the gardener or one of the servants. Plucking the weeds. I understood the order, more or less, but I hesitated.
あんたは助手。俺がやれと言ったことは何でもやれ。雑草は菜園の敵。勝手に生えて貴重な土の養分を奪っていく。あんたに似た存在だ。
That is so rude! What the hell, Adage? Leave me alone. I'm eating all your trash cooking anyways. To me?
そうだ。俺に雇われる。寄生するという意味では同族だろう。
Wow. Really now? Adage started to postulate in a way that quickly escaped the realm of logic, in my opinion.
同族を処分するなど気が引けるだろうが。生きるためだ。任せたぞ。
Oh my god. Right, I will. Hope I'm not pulling out any herbs with the weeds. Finally, I have a task. Time to get to work. Kind of reminded me of Clena from Anacon, really quick, but I ripped out the weeds one after another. If I could pull them free root and all, I did. Otherwise, I used a small shovel. There! Got it out. I'd been fighting with a particularly resilient root, but eventually triumphed. I was proud of myself. The sweat was glistening on my skin. Oh, a flower! There was a single flower, buried among the disorderly weed growth. It's small, but so pretty. I wanted to leave the flower there, but it had to go. I'm sorry, I'll have to take you out. I couldn't bring myself to wrench it loose, though, and instead dug it out with earth all around it. Its roots were thin and short, easy to dig free. A flower. I remembered being given a flower for helping that man. I could have given a flower to Raelith when she was still alive, if I wanted. But it was too late. I'll take a flower with me to the Sanctuary District next time I go there. Her corpse was most likely gone already, but I wanted to leave a flower. Adage said that it was too late for regret, but even if he was right, I still found myself lamenting my past choices and imagining a different outcome. The past can't be changed. Only the present is still salvageable for the benefit of the future. He'd brought me with him because of a sense of guilt, he said. That was his way forward. I had to find a way forward too, just like he had, to be independent. I could be useful if I had a sword. A doctor probably doesn't need a sword fighter, but if he does one day, I'll be there. I heard a sound behind me and froze. What was that? Hesitantly, I turned around. There was nobody there. No, I heard something. I'm sure of it. I was certain there'd been someone. I could see them moving in the undergrowth. Come out, you coward! Stop hiding! I raised my little shovel in self-defense. They're not responding. I know you're there. Come out! They charged forward. Gah!
なんだどうした
I was sitting on my behind on the ground. Adage came running.
あではわからない。何があった
there?
あれ
With trembling fingers, I pointed at the undergrowth.
トカゲのことか
Adage stood up and approached the lizard without hesitation. He picked it up by the tail and showed it to me.
苦手なのか
I don't know. I've never seen them up close.
いい機会だ。観察すればいい。
Don't come closer!
近づけないとよく見えないだろう。トカゲの何が怖いんだ
Adage stared at the lizard, perplexed.
このトカゲは噛みつきも吠えもしない。おとなしい生物だ。
Please. It creeps me out. Take it elsewhere, quick.
無意味だ。一匹逃がしたところで、ここには多く生息してる。
Plenty?
そうだ。彼らは虫を食べてくれる。ある種共生してると言える。それに加え食用にもなる。今のあんたよりも役に立つ。
Wow. Adage patted the little lizard. What worse than a lizard? I was torn between self-pity and anger. Alas, the lizard scared me so much I could only groan.
捕まえたんだ。捨てるにはもったいないな。
You're going to eat him?
いや、食卓には並べない。薬に使う。
Medicine?
ああ。服用すれば咳止めの効果がある。その点もあんたより役立つな。
What can I say to that?
もう少ししたら昼食にする。用意ができたら呼ぶ。草むしり。せいぜい頑張ってくれ。
So there are a lot of lizards around here. I looked around, feeling paranoid. I need to focus on the weeds and stop thinking about lizards. I waited to be summoned to lunch, feeling all the while that something was lurking behind me. Rip lizard. Thank you for the food. I finished my lunch and took a deep breath.
地層ではないだろう。草食だ。
I gave Adage a wry smile and told him that I knew that. But I'd worked up an appetite and it actually tasted much better than this morning. Thank you for the food, Adage.
どういたしまして。
Adage finished his food as well and I began to clean up.
俺がやる。やりたい。
I love that. No, let me. I'm not doing enough. I want to do more work around the house. Adage considered it for a moment and shrugged.
仕方ないな。わかった。
He seemed so dejected. I stacked the dishes and carried them over to the cask filled with water. Adage made his own detergent, which I applied to a cloth before beginning to wash the dishes. That's wild. He's like a man of all talents. Working with water is fun. At the very least, it was much better than pulling out weeds, scared a lizard might be jumping at me.
あんた、午後の予定は
Plans?
ああ、そうか。俺次第だったな。出かけるが、ついてくるか
You're going out?
ああ。下界。保護地区の外だ。
Ooh. Outside.
行ったことはあるかいや、その反応を見る限りはなさそうだな。
I haven't. What's it like there?
それは、見た方が早い。ついてくるか
You're making it sound very simple. Can you really leave the sanctuary district without trouble?
簡単かどうかは どんな方法を取るかによるな。外へ出る手段はいくつかあるんだ。
Unofficial?
そうだ。通常、保護地区の外へ出るには、ハウンズが管理する門を通らなければいけない。当然、彼らの許可も必要だ。だが、罪人相手に許可が下りるはずがない。そこで、非公式の手段を利用する。
Are those unofficial ways really legal?
バカか。
What?
許されないから非公式なんだろ
う。I'm sorry. Adage is always so harsh when he speaks, and his thinking is unusual too. Still, it's partially my fault for asking such an obvious question. Deciding that I really needed to think more before I spoke, I asked another question. What ways are there to leave the district unofficially?
生き方はいくらでもあるらしい。ハウンズが知ってる通路もあれば、知られていない生き方も。不幸にも、俺はハウンズが認知している経路しか知らない。もし出会った場合は、通行料を払っていくことになる。
A toll?
ああ。金さえ払えば、見逃してくれる。ハウンズの中には、そういう商売をやってる奴もいるんだ。
I see. I'm loath to pay the hounds any money. Seeing as how you'd have to pay for me if we encountered them, wouldn't it be better if I stayed here?
来ないのか？料理がうまい店もあるぞ。どうだ？行きたくなってきただろう。
The way to a woman's heart is through food. But taking me out to dinner must be...
無理せず釣られとけ。それに、俺が来いと言ってるんだ。同行しろ。それが助手だろ。
But you started off the conversation asking me if I wanted to go, and now you're saying you're ordering me to go? Okay, well, I guess I have to go. I see. Very well. Do you have a sword by chance?
剣?
Yes, I'm quite confident in my skills with one. I'd like one just in case.
今後の課題としよう。保護地区では、近接武器は簡単に手に入らない。それに、手に入ったところで、持ち歩いてはハウンズに目をつけられるだけだ。
I see.
まあ、あんたの役に立ちたいって気持ちだけはもらっておく。
I love how honest he is. He's so good. I'd like to actually be useful, though. I wish there was something more concrete I could do for Adage. Concrete. My thoughts began to drift towards the area outside the sanctuary district. Outside the sanctuary district. It was an unknown world to me. I had no idea what would happen there. I'll need to be alert at all times. According to Adage, it would take some time to reach the depths. First, we went into the center of town. An hour later, like reminding you guys that literally takes an hour. God. Arriving on the main street, we crossed into a side road. We went into the half-destroyed house, then moved some rubble and descended hidden stairs. And now we're in the sewers. And then we entered a gloomy underground tunnel. Incredible. I didn't know a tunnel network like this existed below the sanctuary district.
自分が寝起きしてる場所の直下を人が行き来しているとは、普通は思いもしないだろ
う。How did you learn about this place?
秘密。
Would they kill you?
無駄な会話をしたくないだけだ。
Wow.
口が疲れる。
Right. That logic suited Adage, I thought, as I followed him.
そろそろ着くぞ。心の準備はいいか？
Do I need to?
ああ。文化が違いすぎるからな。老人など、人によっては発作を起こすかもしれない。
Jesus. I'm not old and frail. I'm probably younger than you, Adage.
だろうな。何歳だ？20歳か。
18.
ん？
Why are you looking at me like that?
俺に詐称しても何の効果もないぞ。
Oh no, you did not. I'm not.
元警察官なんだろ
If you pass the entrance exam, you can become a police officer at 16.
へえ、知らなかった。覚えておこう。いや、覚えたところで意味ないか。ここにはハウンズはいても、現役の警察官はいない。
There probably was a way to phrase that more politely. Now, I need to get used to his manner. He's my employer. I asked a question to distract myself. How old are you, Adage?
26だ。反応に困る年齢だろ
He's older than Else Creepo? No, no, no. He looks like a child. He looks like he could be maybe 21. 26? Oh, Jesus Christ. That means that there's literally like an 8-year gap. Okay. Between youth and adulthood? Must be.
う。ああ。だから年齢の話はここまでだ。行くぞ。
Youth and adulthood? You're already an adult. God. Adage is 26. I wasn't surprised. I would have guessed that he was about that old, but an 8-year gap between us felt like a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Like, as you get older, the gap kind of shortens because you're in, like, similar stages of life. But when you're 18 and you're dating a 26-year-old, like, oh, well, granted, we're not dating yet, but I'm assuming that we will be eventually. Like 7 years with El Creepo was a lot, because El Creepo literally felt like a creepy uncle or dad who was just like, my beautiful child, you know? But like, this guy is older than him, so I'm like, I need to try and be more polite to him. Why can't, well, at least they made her 18, I guess. God. Liberalita! Speaking of Pasta Man. Oh, I'd prepared myself for a lot of sights, but what I saw exceeded my wildest expectations. The buildings had been built without system. They were large and tall. Their size was crushing. Strange cylindrical towers spewed a relentless torrent of smoke into the gray sky. I'd never smelled anything like it before. I recognized oil and alcohol. This is the area beyond the wall.
正確には、リベラリタスだ。
I see. Liberalitas.
ああ、そういえば、前に教えたことがあったな。
Yes, 2 names for the same place. How odd. Adage nodded.
だが、こっち側の人間にしてみりゃ、下は別称の意味も含んでるし、あっちもこっちも下界ってのはややこしい。ということで、地名がついてるんだそうだ。露店の店主の話だから、どこまで本当かは知らないがな。とにかく、いくつか地区が分かれているんだ。そして、ここはリベラリタス。若くも活気あふれた地区だ。
Young?
そう。何でも2年前にできたらしい。
Damn. Oh, that's very recent. Founded how?
支配者が変わるということだ。上界と違って、下界には政治家という職のやつはいない。管理者やらボスやら、とにかく偉いやつがいて、そいつが独裁しているとのことだ。
Leaders, like the speaker of the temple?
選挙で選ばれてなれるもんじゃないみたいだが、まあ、似たようなものじゃないか。立ち話はここまでにして、行くぞ。目立たないようについてこい。
Why not?
ああ。ここでは上界出身者は嫌われ者だ。面倒を起こしたくない。できるだけ気配を消せ。
Alright. I wanted to ask him where we were going, but didn't. I didn't want to stand out with questions. Maybe I wouldn't understand even if he explained it to me. I paid attention to my surroundings and followed Adage. Adage crossed a large road and walked on without stopping. He rarely looked right or left. I could tell he knew the area. To me, the buildings and streets were strange and unknown, and without my sword, I felt a little helpless. Oh wow, we went way over time. We're gonna stop right here. Wow, I was having so much fun. Whoops, my bad. Next episode, we'll go with Adage into a back alley, I guess. Woo!